Taste this and see how it is. Cheers, Tech Pepper. Oh yeah, pretty good, but it's like cowboy coffee. Hey everybody, this is Chuck, KK6USY, our Ham Radio Adventures. So out exercising again today, taking this stuff serious. We're out down at the bay again. I'm also practicing with some of my gear. Let me see here, something here. Now better. All right. I'm playing with this gimbal. I've had this gimbal for a long time and haven't used it much, and just decided to see if it's gonna work. And I don't think I told you guys, but I'm gonna go to Huntsville, and so I'm playing with this camera. It's my better of my cameras, the Sony 6100. I'm either gonna do this or my DJI Osmo, probably. That one I can kind of get away without using a gimbal, probably. Even though I think I can still do it. But it's a little bit heavier. So back down at the bay, like I said earlier. Let me show you guys. Have railroad tracks up there. There's the bay. There's a guy down there walking his dog. Or dogs, actually. Tell you what though, they come back a muddy mess because there's a lot of mud out there. And then way out there, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's a one of the tankers coming in to one of the ports around here. So we'll play with this today and see how it works. I'm not very good with it. The other thing we're going to do today is I'm not going to do any reviews on anything, but I'm going to show you some of the gear that I have choices of taking on that backpacking trip in the Sierras, and things that I've picked up over the years, a couple new things. We'll see how it goes. I haven't made any final decisions yet. Probably about 20 pounds in the pack today. And this direction is new for what I've shown you guys before. This direction is actually got more hills in it, so, and I've done some hills now, so that's a good thing. You guys saw the how you doing? I guess you guys probably saw my 3 miles or 6 miles in the snow. That was a fun trip. I'm over it now. Didn't want to do any sodas after that trip, but yeah, I'm back to it. I want to do some sodas again. I don't know how far we'll go. We'll stop someplace. I'll make I'll make a cup of coffee today. Show you my little setup for a French press. It's goes with the stove that I showed you guys before. So we'll see how this works. I have to say it's not the lightest setup. Even though my camera's pretty light, the gimbal's got some weight to it. Windy out here. Hopefully the little wind muff is helping. But we'll find out. There's a couple of places where there's not tables, but there's some chairs, benches. We'll stop if it's not too windy there. Kind of looked like somebody had a little camp down there, but I was telling you guys one time, I don't think I did that video though, along the tracks here there used to be what they called Hobo Camp, and the story was that back in the day when the hobos would jump the trains, and that was one of the places they drop off. I don't know why they would drop off there, but maybe just to sleep for the night. Pretty cool little place. We never saw anybody there. And hi there. You're okay. Never saw anybody out there, so who knows if there really was, but we used to have our own little camps down there. It was fun as kids growing up, you know, trying to get in trouble. Bike trail too. Gotta watch the bikes. I'll probably come out later and do some bike riding. Quads are the problem I have on these long hikes, and my bike work is actually pretty good on the quad, so just thought I'd tell you guys about the what's going on today. I'm gonna do 3 or 4 miles today and stop, have a cup of coffee. Well, let's just see how smooth this thing is. I'm not being overly smooth with my walking or anything. Just walking kind of normal for me. I've got a limp to our ACLs. So I have a slight limp, so I don't think I'm ever going to be too smooth walking. I was hoping to use this place up here maybe to have our coffee, but hey, let me know in the comments if this thing looks pretty smooth, you guys. If you got any good suggestions, leave those in the comments too. So this is a KLYMIT sleeping pad. You can get these off of Amazon. A lot of different sporting goods, good stores have them. One of the more reasonably priced ones, and it gets really good reviews. This one weighs 18.7 ounces or 530 grams. It's 72 by 23, so not the widest one, but the narrow ones are like 20 inches, I think. So this one's kind of in between the middle. This is an Exped, and this one has a little bit of insulation in it on R value, not as much as this one. This is an Exped. Exped makes really high quality stuff, car camping or backpacking. This one has a little more R value, and I've slept on this thing in like 26-degree weather on a motorcycle trip one time, and I didn't get any cold from the ground at all, and I did happen to have a pretty good sleeping bag on that trip. And so I don't know which one of these I'm going to take. This one's a little bit, it's like an ounce or 2 lighter, a little bit smaller to pack. I know this one's really good and it's comfortable. This thing's like 3 inches thick. I'm a side sleeper and I don't have any problem with it. REI Co-op Flexlite chair, 1 pound with the case, and I weighed it, and it's 1 pound with the case. Probably the lightest one made, so that I've seen. There's a couple other ones out there that are light, but this one's just like, you know, a couple ounces lighter. This may go on my trip. In the Sierras though, there's a lot of rocks to set on, stumps, hopefully, you know, trees, stuff like that. So if I need to cut weight, this might be where it gets cut. I also have like a little pad that I can throw down. Now, I showed this earlier, and I'll break this down. This is called AeroPress. It's a coffee press. It comes with a cup. It's got a filter, a plunger. There's a measuring spoon in there and a stirrer. And it all just packs inside of itself. Now on this trip, I'll probably take the press that I used already because it's a little lighter, and then I'll just take this cup instead, which is pretty light. And one of my viewers said I should have weighed this cup in my last video, and I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. And later on, I'll weigh this for you. It's super light. So now as far as tents go, I have 2 different backpack tents, and I have a Lanshan one. It's a trekking pole tent, It's very similar to the one that Josh showed from Gossamer Gear, except his is way more high tech as far as the materials and stuff. It's a lot lighter than mine. It's probably half the weight. Not my favorite tents. When I took it to Mount Pacifico, I had a hard time getting it staked out, and that's the problem with it. It's not a freestanding tent. And so if you don't have a way of getting stakes in the ground and stuff, you're gonna have to come up with something else. You know, a lot of my tents that are freestanding, I just throw my gear in there. I don't even stake them out half the time. But I think what's gonna go on this trip, now this is another REI. I like REI stuff, man. It's a 2-person, it's called the Dome SL2. It's a super light 2, weighs about 2 pounds. It says 2 pounds 8 ounces. Not much heavier than my my Lanshan, to tell you the truth. And this is a semi-freestanding, so it only needs like 1 stake or 2 stakes to make it freestanding. So you can always, usually you can find at least 1 or 2 places you can get a stake in the ground. So this is probably what I'm going to take. I'll save the weight on other stuff like my radio and stuff. Maybe. I haven't decided what I'm taking yet. So good tent. I think this was I think it's $300, and I think I paid $198 for it on sale. It was like I'd been looking at it, and all of a sudden I happened to look at their sales for some strange reason that day, and it was like $100 off. And I okay. So for water on the trail, I'm going to start using this. It's by Katadyn. It's called BeFree. Inside here, if you guys can see it, yeah, let me just pull it out. This got a little filter inside, and what's really nice about this one is the water flow on this thing. When you squeeze it to get the water out, it's really fast and easy compared to a lot of the other ones. This has a pretty good sized mouth on it, so you can get water into it pretty easy. And this is by Z-Packs. It clips to most water bottles and to this, which is kind of nice, and just hooks onto your backpack. So instead of reaching way back, you know, I have a hard time reaching way back in some of these backpacks trying to find the water. So I use this. But this thing, really good water flow. Hopefully this is helping you guys with your choices on backpacking stuff. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I checked out a lot of videos, you know, and I kind of know what's good and what's not from what I can tell from other people's videos and them trying them out and telling about them. So if you're new here, think about hitting that subscribe button, and when you click on the bell, hit all. That way you get all my future videos. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button too. This is Chuck, KK6USY for Ham Radio Adventures 73 all, and we'll catch you on the airways